Sweet. My name is Jaden Pope. I am 19 years old, based out of Nashville, and this is episode 3 of my podcast, Pope Put You On. And today's guest is BB Palmer, very country twang type of guy. But his music is so sick. It's so sick. He actually gave me one of his vinyls right here. And BB, if you're watching this, bro, thank you so much for this. I'm so excited to unwrap it and put it on that record player, baby. But yeah, we had such a fun time, and we go into his childhood, into why he does music. We go into some of his connections that he has within the industry, and it's super interesting. I had a great time just getting to know him and his plans for the future and what he wants to do with music. He's actually on the road right now, so y'all can actually go check that out. I'll put his socials in the description below. But yeah, such a good time. And today's Prosperous Pope quote, and if y'all don't know what that is, that means you didn't watch episode 2 with Gage Stanton. So go watch that one. That one's really fun. But Prosperous Pope quote of the day is, be so unapologetically yourself that you give the permission to others to do the same. And I think this one fits the podcast so well because BB Palmer did exactly that. Even before we got on camera, man, he was so funny. Voice crack. He was so funny. And he was really, really good at I can tell he's just really good at making other people feel comfortable. That fits this podcast episode so well because he is so good at doing that and just being himself and being funny and kind of letting down that filter, which I know a lot of people, including myself, have a tough time doing around new people. So I was super happy that he did that. And, you know, like the quote said, it gave me the permission to do that as well. And we have a really good conversation because of that. And I used to struggle with this as well, being myself in groups of new people or just a new person. But when I think you set your eyes on the goal as, let's make this person feel comfortable, and the best way you can do that is to let down your filter and kind of let down your guard and be who you truly are around those people, so they can also do the same thing, and that way you guys can feed off of each other's energy without it feeling fake or slow or choppy, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that ends my Prosperous Pope quote. I hope y'all enjoyed that one, and I hope y'all enjoy this episode. And I never thought I was going to be saying this, but please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're listening on the podcast app like Spotify or Apple Podcast, you can download it and become a follower as well. And you can also go and watch the YouTube version because I think that one is way more interesting because BB Palmer has a ton of funny mannerisms that he does. Which y'all see. So thank you guys so much. I hope y'all enjoy. All right, BB Palmer. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is that your full name? Like BB?
It's not actually. It is Bernard Palmer Brighton.
Okay,
so when I started to go off on my own, I was like, no one's gonna be able to say Brighton. Yeah. They're like Brutang, yeah, all that. So just shuffled it around to BB Palmer.
Dude, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So what are you doing right now? Like, what's life looking like in the music life?
It's pretty good, man. You know, I'm at a pretty good spot. You know, I'm working on my 4th record right now.
4th record?
In Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be some pretty wild shit. It's going to be called Alabama Samurai. It's like Wu-Tang meets Waylon. We're bringing Kung Fu into country music. Man.
Dude, really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's going to be dope. So I'm working on that and touring.
Okay.
Right now I'm on a 2-week run, as you know.
Yeah,
3-week run. So, you know, I've been doing BB Palmer for about 6 years. So.
Okay. And then where did you start at? Like, kind of what like got you into music? What inspired you? What, you know?
Yeah. I'd say that my pops.
Okay.
Yeah, he taught me how to play and sing. He's a really great singer. He taught me a few chords, you know. But music has always been around since I was little and stuff. So, but my pops and then a bunch of other things too.
Yeah.
But that started me off. I was like 13 when he taught me how to
13.
play. Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. What has been like because I know for me when I was like thinking about getting an artistry, it was like it's kind of like you have to commit or you don't.
You do, man. You really do. Especially as like, you know, an independent artist, you're trying to get your head through the soil. You got to go like all in. I was just talking to a buddy about that last night, man. You do got to like, it's like go all in or not, you know, and it's risky, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Dude, there's been, I'm sure like you don't really see this, but I'm sure there's so many people out there who've just like, no one knows their name now, and like they've
so many
kind of grown out of it. Yeah.
So many, man, and so many legends, you know, that I know about that, you know, like never got where they should have. Their music was more than enough to carry them, but you know, for some reason, some make it, some don't.
And the culture is like it's a popularity contest now, and like,
it is, and that's the thing now with the last 20 years with streaming coming in.
Yeah.
It's kind of beautiful because anybody can make a record.
Yeah.
But that's kind of not beautiful because there's some folks that shouldn't be making records out there, and they're saturating the shit up for all of us. So y'all out there, cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. You know who you are. You know you shouldn't be making no records in your grandma's basement with your Mac computer.
He's already starting beef with people that doesn't even know yet.
Let's go. Boosie, come on.
Boosie.
Jeezy, who's next? No,
let's go.
Like bro. Martin Scarelli starting shit with Wu-Tang. You remember Farmer Bro?
Bro, I'm not. Wait, explain that to me.
All right. So Farmer Bro was like a dude like 4 or 5 years ago that went to jail because he jacked up the price of this drug that was like for like an HIV drug or something.
Okay.
And he jacked it up to $500 per like pill. It was like at 30, and it's caused a big like outrage and all that shit. Yeah. Anyways, his name's Martin Scarelli, and he ended up starting beef with Wu-Tang Clan because Wu-Tang put out one album. It was one of one. It was like an art project. Yeah. And they're like, okay, we will sell this to the highest bidder. They can't release the songs on streaming until 2180. It's like, it's like a crazy, yeah. Well, like it'd be like in 180 years. So Martin Scarelli bought that record and then like started beef with Wu-Tang. Anyways, I'm on my Martin Scarelli shit today.
So you listen to what other genres do you listen to? Because your music, first of all, how would you describe your music? Because I was listening to it and it was definitely, I liked it a lot. It was just very twangy country.
Sure, yeah.
Which I love too, like almost Tyler Childers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I would, I guess, explain it like, well, I'm not going to take credit for this, but like people who have done like, you know, who've written, you know, done reviews and write-ups and articles.
Oh, for your music.
For my music, say it's existential country music.
Oh, cool.
Thinking's man country music. So like, you know, and that can be hard to catch because you know, the twang be strong.
Yeah, very.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's hard for people to get past.
Yeah.
But also it depends what record you listen to. First record too was just straight up like honky tonk, hardcore honky tonk.
Yeah.
Second one was a little more experimental. The last one I did, I'm gonna give you a copy of it when I leave. I got a gold vinyl of it.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. That's awesome.
It was Krishna Country Gold, and so I brought like instrumentation from India.
Oh, wow.
Like sitars, and I combined it with Western country music.
Dude.
And psychedelic music, and the Far East meets the Deep South.
Dude, that is so... I've never heard of someone doing that before.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been done.
Okay, and that was just like an original thought, bro?
Yeah, well, I put it like this. That's not no shit that BB would come up with. Yeah. I went through a spiritual revelation. I found a copy of the Bhagavad Gita, which is an old, ancient Indian text. It's like their gospel.
Were you in America when you found that?
Yeah, I was in America. It was weird. I was in Opelika, Alabama, and I opened up the closet, and a copy fell out. It was like, you know, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I opened up the door and the whole world fell out in this book. And so I was like, I opened it up. I was like, man, this is crazy. I was like, it took a minute, like, and then I kept reading it and reading it and reading it, and I was like, wow. And it profoundly changed my life. I went on a mental trip to India. Basically, I learned pranayama, asana. I could bless this whole place in Sanskrit right now, like ancient Sanskrit. I explored the culture. It changed me. Like, it was a beautiful experience. So with anything in my life going on, like with music, with anything that's happening, I put it in whatever record I'm working on.
Okay.
So whatever I'm into at that point in my life, at that point it was, Indian culture and Vedic culture. So it's like, man, let me try to put this in with B.B. Palmer's sound, the foundational sound, twang, country, whatever.
Okay.
It kind of worked.
So have you been to India?
I haven't, man, but I want to go.
Yeah.
I felt like I have been there many times. So I'm definitely a reincarnated white dude in America, but has lived many past lives in India.
You could show up to India and be just fine, dude.
Om Brahma Panam Brahma Heviya Brahma. Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna go one day.
Dude, that's awesome. I heard the culture is very like welcoming and. It sounds super interesting for sure.
It is, man. So that was a wild trip.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. Yeah. We were just talking about Theo Von, dude. I had to bring this back up. Right? You said your boys were being interviewed by him.
Yeah. So Red Clay Strays.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know about him.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out Johnny Boy on the drums, Drew, Brandon, all them, Zach. They. I go back with them, 5-6 years. We, used to do shows together and shit.
Yeah.
And so they, they've been hitting their stride lately. So they got on. I think they got on with Theo Von. I'm almost certain. Yeah, it's definitely Theo Von. Interviewed him.
Of course, dude. He's done a bunch of country guys, and then he's always got someone that's blown up. And where are they from?
They're from where I'm from.
Alabama.
Yeah. Mobile area.
Okay.
Down there on the coast, kind of around that area. Came from there. But yeah, Theo Von doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's so awesome. Yeah, and man. They used to open up for you.
Yeah, so they opened a show or two up for me. Then we did some co-bills together and stuff.
Yeah.
And Drew, if you're listening, come on, man. Get me on the bills. Let's go. What are y'all waiting on?
It's been start of your career.
Yeah, man. Well, y'all too big for me now? What the hell's going on, man? No, all love, man. But, they doing their thing.
Yeah. What has that been like? I know that can be a tough thing watching, like, people. It feels like people are running right past you with their career. And
yeah, man. I've had that for sure because, like, I've seen, like, people I've worked with, people I've been in bands with, that I've come through the same scene with, kind of, got up there, and it's like, it is frustrating for sure, because it's like, dude, I've been at this, I've been playing venues and bars since I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
But B.B. Palmer's been like 6-7 years. But at the same time, like I'm starting to get like
there's some traction, there's some movement.
For sure, there is. And the thing with my music is it's not as palatable, as for the mainstream, So it's kind of niche in some ways.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, okay, I'm cool with that. It's good to be different,
Yeah.
Good to be who I am, and if that's different, then that's cool. Yeah. But I might have to work a little harder, to get people
to find your audience, bro.
Find your audience, dude.
Yeah.
So that's been tough, but at the same time, like I live and breathe being an underdog,
Of course.
That motivates me. So like I'm like put them on my shoulders. Let's
dude,
go. I'll
sure.
get there. So
you're driving. You're coming from Alabama too.
Yeah,
from Alabama. You're working hard, man. That is so tough.
Yeah, dude. I go out and do these solo tours, and I'm doing like 3 weeks, through Kentucky and Illinois and Ohio and Nebraska and all that, and it's just me.
Yeah,
I'm the one driving.
Yeah,
I'm the one flipping the merch, like MC Hammer in the 90s outside of the parking lot selling merch. You know what I'm saying? Dude. Like I'm the one grinding and all that. And that'll separate the proverbial men from the boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
dude.
that's
I love that a lot because it's like I heard this one quote and it said like these are the stories I'll one day tell, and that's like kind of where you're at. You're kind of like in the midst of that and just.
And that's a beautiful place to be because it's like, and I have to tell myself that sometimes to be like, yo, have the awareness to understand that this is a real sweet spot right now.
Yeah.
It's before the big money comes in.
Yeah.
You know, like it's pure, you know, because money will change you, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen it change a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And it not only changes them, but changes their music, you know. And that's kind of, for some reason, that's always how it's been. You know, most people, what do you go back and listen to their first couple records? You're like, man, I really like their first couple records. They got the big record deal.
Like Tyler Childers. Yeah, that one record, that's when he wasn't sober though, right? Or something like that. Do you know what
Which
I'm talking
one?
about?
Which record are you talking
about? The one with All Yorn in it.
Oh yeah. I don't know much about like the backstory and all that with that.
But that was like one of his early like popular records.
Yeah, that was a popular one. The one that I listened to that I really still love this day is Purgatory. I mean,
yeah,
front to back, you know, and that was the one right before that.
Yeah.
But speaking of him, the guy I'm working with in Atlanta on this record I was telling you about, this next record.
Is this your producer?
Yeah, it's my producer, engineer. Shout out Aaron Hill, Rosie Hill with the Greenhouse Atlanta.
Yeah.
They are actually putting in a studio with Sonora May, which is. They're at Tyler's house putting a studio in right now.
Oh, no way.
Like a house studio, yeah.
What? You know he gets his hair cut like 2 seconds from here.
Oh, wow.
I completely forgot that. Yeah, I was getting my hair cut, and I was sitting down. And he was like, you know, Tyler just left the building a half hour ago. I was like, no way, man.
Could have had him on the podcast.
Yeah,
you want to come back to Belmont and be on my podcast?
You're gonna walk into my dorm.
Right, come to my dorm and
sound like I was like setting up a trap or something, bro. This Tyler Children trap, bro.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, man. So like, I'm just like, you know, degrees away from all that, you know, like 1 degree away, you know what I'm saying? So it's can be frustrating, but at the same time it's like it's gas, you know, for me. So
that's good. That's really awesome.
And really at the end of the day, you got to love what you do. Just screw all the bullshit, screw all the outside noise and all the, you know, all the content and all that. And really just like look at the music you're making, because that will you know, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now, and no one's going to remember any of the drama around it. Yeah. Will the music last? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And are you proud of it?
That's what I was going to say. Like, can you look back and be proud of it?
Yes. Screw the numbers and all that, even if no one listens to it. Are you proud of the record that you made? Yeah. And really, records are like time machines for me, man. Like, because I'll go back and I'll listen to a record I did, you know, 5-6 years ago, and bam, I'm back in the studio where I did it. I'm remembering I'm smelling all the smells.
Do you remember that first time in the studio?
Yeah, with BB Palmer. Yeah, I did. Okay. The very first time, I was way before BB Palmer, but the first BB Palmer record was 2016, and we did it at the Bomb Shelter in Nashville. Okay. And like the Alabama Shakes did their record, I was telling you about them earlier. Yes, bunch of other people, but that was awesome. It was all analog studio, so we had to get it in one take, you know. Yeah. But that translates. Yeah. So I do remember that first one. It was a good experience.
I was listening to that song that you released. I don't know what album it was, but it was the multiple or like
Many Worlds Theory.
Yeah, Many Worlds Theory.
That's on Christian Country.
Okay, is that the one that you got?
Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna give you.
Dude, that's so awesome. That one I really, really liked.
Thank you, brother.
I listened to it in the gym today, dude, and it wasn't like demotivating to sometimes be in the gym and I listen to these songs. I'm like, dude, I can't even lift any weight. Dude,
this is so slow, man. Yeah, I'm surprised that one did it for you.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of mellow in some ways, but that's good, man. You know, it's got that Vedic energy underneath it because the sitars and all that's motivating you.
Yeah, dude. I told one of my friends that I was like, I was listening to your song in the gym. It was the best. And he was like, that song is so sad and depressing, bro. I'm like,
well, Pope, sad music might just get you going, brother.
Dude, something clicks in my brain. I can lift like 300 pounds, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. You're a true country music listener because
Yes,
country music is sad. You know
yeah, I guess so.
like,
Yeah.
a lot of it is. You know what I'm saying? So.
Did you grow up very country? Obviously, you're from like Alabama. Did you grow
Right.
up like on a farm or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I grew up kind of on the coast. I'm kind of like like an amphibian.
Okay.
You know, like I grew up on the west side of Mobile Bay.
Okay.
So like I grew up, you know, like shrimping and crabbing.
Oh,
and,
sweet, dude.
You know, you ever seen Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Like you remember Bubba?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he's from Bayou La Battery. That's
Okay.
like right around where I grew up.
So a ton of fishing.
A lot of fishing, yeah. But I also grew up, you know, I spent half my time there growing up on the west side of Mobile Bay, down on Dolphin Island Parkway. But I also went to like downtown Mobile. Like I went to schools down there, and so. Yeah, I didn't really listen to like a lot of country growing up.
Okay.
You know, because before I really found like how I like to listen to country music or what I like out of country music, I thought it was just take me for a ride on your big green tractor. And I was like, that shit's corny. So like it wasn't for me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
But then I found like, you know, Johnny Cash and Hank Williams and all that and all the great storytellers and the ones from the 50s and 60s. But I grew up listening to, like, my dad was a big neo soul fan.
Never heard of him.
Neo soul is like a genre, like in the 90s. It's like R&B and kind of hard to explain, but it's like D'Angelo or the Fugees, so I listened to a lot of that. My brother was big into jam bands like the Grateful Dead and Widespread Panic, and did stage design for those cats. So I got that influence from him.
Yeah.
Went to all black schools growing up, so I got like hip hop and dance influence from all that.
Dude,
yeah,
you're a melting pot.
I'm a melting pot, brother.
Dude.
Exactly, and that is a beautiful thing, I think, as to have all these different influences, because you have. I'll take a little bit from here.
Yeah.
I'll take a little bit from here. I'll put my own spin on it.
Yeah.
Voila.
Dude, that's so awesome. That's all. Yeah, because when I was listening to music, I was like, I wonder how he grew up. Like, because when I'm listening to this, I'm thinking like he wakes up at 5 a.m.
You down on the farm.
Yeah, out on a farm picking the eggs, bro.
Hell nah, brother.
Running off into the sunset.
Hell nah, man.
Yeah.
I was out there tossing that cast net, on Mobile Bay and running around the bay, being a bay rat's what we call it down there.
What's the most country kid thing you've ever done?
The most what?
Like country, like as a kid, like I used to play, because I grew up on a farm a little bit, kind of. Because
you're
my
from
mom
Lancaster,
yeah,
man.
bro. Yeah,
ain't nothing but Amish and farms there.
Yeah,
you know?
I ride 4-wheelers and stuff, and then
Yeah.
my uncle got me to play tag with a rooster one time, like, and then
That's pretty damn country.
Yeah, it's super country. So that was what I'm wondering. I was like, what is like the most country kid thing you've ever done?
Let me see here. Probably. Let me think about this, because I know there's definitely some of it. Probably, man, like, the country down where I'm from is different because it's on the water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like bay rats and all that. But like, a jubilee happens in Mobile Bay. It's a phenomenon where the water gets really, the oxygen gets low in the middle of the bay, pushes all the bay life to the side.
Okay.
And you wake up at 7 a.m., you get a gig, and you're just like, and you're gigging flounder, and you're scooping crabs. It's a feast. It's a biblical event. It's only happened once in my life.
Really?
Yeah. But like when I think of that, that's what I think of. Like, I think of bay rat country shit. You know what I'm saying? But 4-wheelers hunting, I did all that too. But I'll have to think about that, man.
Dude, that's cool though. I've never heard of that. Like where the water gets really low in the middle, pushes everything out.
It happens only in 2 places in the world.
Really?
Mobile Bay and Bay in Japan.
Do you know why? Wait, why does that happen?
The oxygen level, for some reason, and I only experienced once in my life, so it's very rare. It's when the oxygen level, typically in the summer, gets really low in the middle of the bay. So all the bay life is pushed to the side because the oxygen goes to the shore. So they're all gasping for air, going to the shore.
Yeah.
Well, the shore ain't the best place to go either because, you know, we have us humans scooping you up and all that. But it's a beautiful phenomenon to see, you know, like it's a profound experience.
Did you guys know like that it was gonna happen?
That's the thing. You don't know. You got to be up early. And when you see all the pelicans and the seagulls and shit like lining the shore and the water's been real calm and it's real hot, then it's like, all right, Jubilee's on.
No way.
And then everybody's just like getting their gigs and running down the shore.
Do you guys like do a feast after?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a big celebration.
It's a big celebration. Yeah. It's like a cultural thing down there.
Dude, that is so sick.
Yeah, but it don't happen too often, man. But yeah, like we gigged like 13 flounder in one day, and I catch maybe 1 or 2 flounder a year. They're awesome fish that taste great. My mom used to bake them and then cut them open and lace it with crab meat with butter.
Dude, are you kidding me?
And I catch 1 or 2 a year. So to be able to go down there with a gig and just like 1, 2 was like, wow.
How long did that last you, the food?
Oh man, probably a couple weeks.
Okay,
yeah, wow. I'm sure. You know, I mean, we feasted all night, but like, you know, a couple weeks. But yeah, fond memories growing up down there.
That reminds me of this video I've seen. I don't know why, but I watch these like cooking videos like from nature. You know what I mean?
Oh, with the dudes out there with the stones, making the eggs on the stone.
Where are you getting this stuff from?
Hey, my boy turned me on to that, man. I sat down and I was like, oh, this is nice. It's like ASMR.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Shh, and they're just like bushcrafting, but they're like,
literally. Yeah, my buddy showed me this one where this random kid in Australia was he was like hunting for mud crabs, and then it was like the worst camera quality, but I was so hungry after it, bro. I remember just being starving for crab, and I don't even like crab that much, but something about it, like the way he just caught it and then cooked it on fire and then put some lemon and butter on it, and then
dude, that's the way to eat seafood, because like a lot of people don't like, that's what we used to do growing up too, is like we get out on the like the dock at night, you know, and me and my buddies would stay up like all night and we catch like 80 trout. We'd fillet them and skin them, bring them up to mom in the morning, she'd fry them, and then have some Gouda grits.
Oh, dude.
Hot sauce. Soup. Son.
So good.
That's what it's money. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to like go fishing and then catch it and then cook it the next day, do it, because you'll have a whole new experience.
I kind of cheated with that when I was with my grandfather when we were young. We went to a trout farm.
Yeah. It's like shooting trout in a barrel.
You'll never walk away from a trout farm disappointed.
No. No. Like crabs in a barrel, man.
Dude, it was perfect, dude, because my grandfather knew I didn't know what a trout farm was.
So he's like, I'm about to really mess up this guy's expectation of fishing.
Dude,
he's going to go and be like, why am I not I went with my grandpa and we caught all the fish in the world.
Dude,
now
they're
I'm
like begging to be caught, dude. That's the type of fish you're getting. They like want to be caught, dude. That's so awesome.
That ain't bad though. And farm raising isn't bad.
It's not terrible. And then we go back to the house and then skin it, so like get the scales off.
Descale it and
that was the best time, dude.
Man, classic memories.
Nostalgia, dude.
You'll hold on to that for the rest of your life, man.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to ask you too. We were talking earlier about these other podcasts you've been on.
Yeah. All right, don't get me in trouble now.
You don't even have to say the name of the podcast, bro. I just got to know who I'm beating out here, bro.
Yeah, man. You know, like I've done some really great ones, but you know, a couple of them, just like, you know, just not prepared, or it's just like, you know, the flow conversation's a little whack. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But let me point out the good ones, so they know. Shout out to my boys in Columbus, Georgia, Free Gems podcast. Check them out. Bob Wayne, who is a legendary country singer, who's working with like Shooter Jennings right now and all that. The Bobcast, that's an excellent one. So those are a couple that were like,
that's good.
Yeah, the Bobcast. So I've done some good ones, but yeah, some of them, you know, they're just a little awkward.
Yeah, it's tough.
Or they go forever. You know?
It's
like, ain't nobody going to sit down and listen to 3 hours of this.
Might as well 1 hour, dude, because sometimes like this...
Dude, short form podcast,
dude.
You better off doing that.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Until you get to like where you're Joe Rogan, you know, or something. Then it's like, okay, you can talk for hours. People are going to listen.
That guy has been doing it for ages.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
Very long time. He's like that 10,000 hour rule. He's hit that and more.
10,000 hour rule. A lot of people don't know about that. Tell them about that 10,000 hour rule.
It's like there was a study done, right? And it was like everyone in every field, they studied like all these professionals in their field, and each professional had one thing common. It was they were working at the same thing for 10,000 hours at least.
Right. And that's kind of how you master a craft is what I heard. The 10,000 hour rule. Put 10,000 hours into anything and you're going to like really get your hands dirty. So that's dope.
That's, Billie Eilish and Phineas.
Of course I do, yeah.
That's what I think I've heard that they like slap their 10,000 hours like when they're leaving the studio. Yeah, Phineas is her brother.
Yeah. That makes sense, man. Mm-hmm. Like she people don't realize they're like, oh, the new artist. People have been working at this for years, crafting their sound. Maybe have a few albums out. But people, it's new artists. It's like, dude, they don't come out of the good ones don't come out of nowhere. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I remember I was talking to my parents one time, and I was like, man, he just blew up out of nowhere. Yeah. And they were like, this guy's been working at it for years.
Exactly,
and
man.
He just caught something, and
exactly, and that's another thing is it's a long game. Yeah, like you can't be short sighted in this game. Mm-hmm. Like if you really want to make it and thrive, you got to be. It's a long game. Yeah, I'm over here acting like I'm somebody. I don't know shit. Anyway.
At least you're humble, bro.
Well, hey, I got that going for me. I am humble.
Yeah. You'll make it, dude.
I'll make it, brother. Hey, listen. If I'm having joy in my heart and my soul, I'm making it. Dude, I get to travel the country, play my songs, get paid for it.
Nothing better.
In some ways, I made it already. Yeah. But I do want that money.
Yeah, of course, bro.
So I'll let your boy with the deals, all right?
Have you been offered any deals like that?
Yeah, I did. Actually, got one of my first sponsorships recently.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Shout out to Strut Whiskey.
Strut Whiskey.
Yes, a whiskey company out of Illinois. It's like they're doing like American-made whiskey meets outlaw country music and partnering with.
Dude, that's awesome.
So they hooked me up with a little deal, and also working with Failing Guitars down in Fairhope to make a custom B.B. Palmer guitar.
No way.
Yeah, and they make the guitars for the Red Clay Strays too.
No way.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
They're from Fairhope, which is like right where Red Clay and all them came.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to talk Mr. Phelan and his lovely wife into giving me a sponsored deal and not making me pay for that guitar. All right. Love y'all. Either way, it's cool, baby. So I'm working on that.
It is going to be custom made. And
it's going to be custom made.
And then when do you get that?
I have to go down there and design it with them first.
Oh, sweet.
So when I go home for the holidays, because my folks live all around that area, where I'm going to meet with them and be like, okay, we want the inlays to be pot leaves because I was born on 420 and I like to smoke weed. So let's put some pot leaves on the inlays.
Yeah, what are some of the art ideas that you were thinking of?
I was thinking about having like pot leaves on the inlays. Yep. I was thinking of maybe having the Wu-Tang W somewhere on the guitar.
You grew up with that?
I didn't, man.
You didn't?
Well, it was always in the background of like I really dove into it like. I remember seeing that yellow W everywhere growing up. So culturally, I knew it was something important. Yeah. But I really didn't start getting deep into it till maybe 6 years ago. Okay. Or something. And then when I met Aaron at the greenhouse, I walked in. He's got the big Wu-Tang flag, and he was like, "Oh, dude, you got to listen to this, and this." Yeah. He schooled me on a bunch of that. And it led to the record we're making now. So, but that and a couple other things, we'll talk after, and maybe you can give me some ideas.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Are there any big artists that you have or that you want to work with that really this would be the dream, man? Like this would be a cool
to go on the road with,
co-write or go on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really like a fella. And I know him. I did some shows with him. You ever heard of Brent Cobb? Mm-mm. You need to check out Brent.
Yeah, you're putting me on some good music, man.
I'm gonna put you on it. You like Brent? He's mellow, laid back, mellow dude from Georgia. So I've done a few shows with him, all that, and I know him and all that. So Brent, come on, get your boy on a feature. Holler at your boy. Let me know. I'm plugging everybody today.
Dude,
I'm putting them on the line.
Staying humble, bro.
Staying humble. I'm the greatest in the world. Why won't y'all? Why you come on, holler at me? No, but Brent, be cool. I mean, obviously Willie Nelson would be great.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm a disciple of Willie, you know.
Sweet.
So like I know all his shit and all that. And I got to see him live in Asheville for the first time. I was doing a show in Asheville a year ago, and one of his weed guys called me. I was like, "Hey man, I'm a fan of your music. I'm one of Willie's weed guys. You want to come to the show?"
No way. How do you get your number?
Oh, he Instagrammed me.
Okay. Oh, he Instagrammed you.
Yeah, Instagram me. Yeah. And so he got me into that, and I saw Willie live. But that'd be a good one. There's probably a couple others, but those probably would be pretty awesome to do.
Yeah.
Try to think outside of my genre too. Oh, Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
The plan is to drop this Alabama Samurai record and send it to the RZA, who's like the head guy, and then be like, "Hey, can we be a Wu-Tang affiliate?"
No way, dude. That'd be so sick.
Dude, we're bringing it into country music.
Legit, like opposites.
It's opposites, dude. But the shit works, man, because I was nervous about that because like we had taken all these kung fu samples and we had put them in the sampler and all that, and all the songs were, and we're Aaron, the engineer, was like, "All right, about to drop these in.
Yeah,
we'll know if it's corny and cheesy, or if it's hitting." So I was like, "Please God, let it hit." Dropped it in.
Oh my God. Do you have the recordings?
Yeah, I'll show it to you afterwards.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then last question, man. I wanted to get into like, I know you didn't say you didn't decide a song that you could perform yet, but is there a song that's like close to your heart, or like the one that you've had the best time creating, or
that's a good question.
Would that be?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm trying to think of one that's like, the one that like would make me choke up if I played it. You know what I'm saying? The one, that's what you're trying to ask?
Yeah.
Like, or just, I'll give you two answers. So the one that I had the most time, the best time creating was the first track on the Krishna Country. It's called The Great Cosmic Motion Picture Show.
Okay.
And so it's kind of cinematic. So I was able to like, dynamically, do some crazy arrangements and stuff. That was a lot of fun making that. Probably closest to my heart. I got a song called Outro Song on my second record, Lee County's Finest, and it's about where I grew up down on the Mobile Bay and those memories, those childhood memories. Yeah. So probably that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so cool. And then you have a show. You just had a show. What's your next stop?
Yeah, I'm going to tomorrow. I'll be in Urbana, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, playing at a place called the Rose Bowl.
Okay.
And then I'll be in Friday. I'll be in Newport, Kentucky.
Oh, sweet.
And then Saturday, Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Illinois, Omaha, a couple other places.
Yeah. Send me that. I wanted to get that information too. So can I find that on like a link or anything like that?
Yeah. All my tour dates and all that are on Bands in Town or my bbpalmermusic.com. Is that what you're saying? Like
because I'm gonna link it to the Spotify.
Oh yeah. I got Linktree. I got all that shit. Okay, so sweet. I'll hook you up with all that.
Sweet, man. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate this.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, dude.
I already know where I'd like to go when I have to die. I'd like to fall asleep in a dream of your mind. Drift down your canyons, they're so vast and wide. Neural synapse snapped in your back, flesh, blood, and wine. Well, I feel like I have been around here before. Deja vu, waking up on the bathroom floor. I've seen hell, and I've seen God, and I'm just fine. leaving both of them behind. Fall asleep in your mind for the rest of eternity. Fall asleep in your mind. I'd like to stay there permanently.
These picks left for some reason.
You might want to take one of those.
Okay, yeah. I want
Leave those
a
up.
flimsy and okay. Can I? This is one that my sister's friend bought me.
Oh, cool.
But it's got the stick on it.
Oh, you like that?
Not really. Told her I did, so I use them all the time, but but not really. So